one.
Hi, can you see me, everybody? You paid good money for this. You hopefully can see me. Paid good money. Hey, I'm Dizdon. I've been here before. This costume's familiar for anyone who's used to me doing Castlevania 3. Like, mid-winter speed sprinter back in March. So there's that. This is Castlevania Symphony of the Night on, PS4. Because, I guess that's the thing that exists. So we're going to be doing the regular Alucard any percent with this console, whatever. Very similar to other versions of Symphony that you have seen. And I will be starting the run here as soon as we'll give a countdown. And then as soon as the countdown is done, that's when the timer all starts. Aim. 3, 2, 1, and go. So, for those familiar, you start off with Richter. Basically, you're doing a little bit of a rematch from the end of Rondo, which is the other game in this collection. So, Richter Belmont is descendant of Simon and Trevor Belmont. You know, that was the wrong one. Welp, that's great. Well, this is gonna go way slower now. Gotta love when items don't behave. I was supposed to have the holy water, but the holy water decided not to behave itself. Now we get to do a very, very slow Dracula fight. So if anyone has any donations to read, that'd be great. I've actually not screwed that up so bad in so long.
Hey, things happen. Currently, we don't have any donations, but I would like to plug our friends over at the Yeti. You can do !shirt in the chat to pick up a Midwest Speedfest shirt. I really want to plug this because this is the first time we've had a Midwest Speedfest shirt, so pick one up. $20 and $5 that purchase will go towards Able Gamers. So be sure to snag that and check out the rest of the 2D-Con collection.
Yeah, 2D-Con has gone completely virtual this year. A thing. Okay, that is really going to extend my run here. But yes, we have Richter. He killed Dracula at the end of Rondo. Dracula was resurrected by the Dark Priest named Shaft. We may or may not see him depending upon if I get the last skip of the game correct or not. If we don't get it right, we'll see him for about 5 seconds. Because he does not live that long. This version of Alucard I'm going to be playing is super OP. Also, backdashing. I apologize for the clickety-clack of my controller, but what you gotta do when you backdash. We'll do a lot less backdashing once I get other abilities. Because for those not familiar, Symphony of the Night, you play as Alucard. Alucard is the half-vampire son of Dracula, first introduced in Castlevania 3, where he and Trevor Belmont and Sypha, and if you've watched the Netflix series, all them friends. Oh, well, I get to reset, because that's a dead run. That was not supposed to happen. So with that, the whole run hinges on that skip. You're supposed to skip death. So 3, 2, 1, restart. Yeah, you're supposed to skip the death fight there, or not fight, but the cutscene, in order to maintain your overpowered Alucard gear that he steals from you. Without that, you cannot. I mean, you can feasibly complete the run, but it is by no stretch of the imagination workable. Because the entirety of all of the bosses is determined by the... Oh, look at how much I'm murdering you, Dracula. It's all determined by being able to exploit Alucard shield and the shield rod, which the shield rod is something you can get early, but because of the way that it works with shields to give you different effects, they didn't really test for if people could find a way to keep the end gear early on, because they're like, no one's going to be able to figure out how to break the game that bad, right? So they didn't test to see how OP that is. Because when you have the Alucard shield and the shield rod, you basically do like 250 some damage per second, as long as you have the shield out. While you have the shield rod and the synergy magic equipped. It does drain your MP very fast, but it is like literally insta-kill every boss in the game. Including Dracula, the final boss. Try this again. There we go. It worked that time. So with the PS4 version, which is a port of the PS Vita version, they screwed up the recoding of the game and made it so that instead of having to do the neutron bomb or any of the other versions of the skip that you may have seen before, you can literally just backdash out of that room if you time it right. If you miss the couple frame window for that, yeah, you're done. Because there's no real backup for that. Since the neutron bomb and most of those don't work. To my knowledge. Yay. Here we are. We're finally on the road. We're finally past the one roadblock that every Symphony of the Night run has. Because it doesn't matter if it's on PS4, PS1, Vita, whatever. You miss the death skip, you lose all your gear and you're boned. There is one run that it doesn't matter, and that's glitchless. Basically, with that one, that route, you just go through the entire game with your bare fists. Because apparently bare fists is stronger than every other weapon except for the Alucard. Not again. Alright. Lagra, Gabon, behave. Get down here, Gabon. I could have done that a little bit faster. What happened was I missed. I missed on my last hit while I was doing a job. So we're skipping the save because I'm not that great at the game yet. Yeah, you can mash it, but if you hit it between cycles of when it reads your inputs, it still might not work. It's one of those weird things. Also, oh, some weird reason I misread your name. Blue Island, yes. A lot of backdashing in this run. Much to the chagrin of Iga. Iga loves the fact that they did so much work to make Alucard's walk so super elegant and sexy, but sadly, if you're speedrunning this game, the walk is really slow. Obviously. And with the shield cancel of the backdash, where you're just basically mashing the shield button and the dash button, back dash. You can just gain ridiculous amounts of speed. Crazy. As you can hear from my mashing on my controller. And this is just swag. It doesn't really save any time or cost any time. It's just swag. The only time that you'd be saving with this is a possible level up. And that's it. We're going to be coming up on the Doppel fight soon. For those unfamiliar, the Doppelganger is an enemy that's been in Castlevania series for like ever. I think the first appearance was Castlevania 3, where it was the last boss before the Dracula stage. Yay. But the fun thing about the Doppelganger in this game is he is super weak to luck. And there he goes. 3 hits. It's 3 hits because I'm using the endgame weapon. And that's just the way it goes. Now, with this screen, there's supposed to be fog on the outer wall. However, if you manage to go fast enough, it won't. It's just a minor graphical glitch, I guess you could say, where if you're going too fast, the game doesn't recognize certain things. Right? And swag. That was some swag there. If you time your dash immediately after getting through that door, you can manage to do things. Also, Wolf holds momentum on stairs when you're jumping, running and jumping up there. Yeah, it's basically kind of random, and it's based upon, you know, how fast you go through other rooms. And now, because we need the XP, we're gonna kill these. All of these. A lot of them. There they go. And then we go doggo. Nope. I missed. I missed threading that needle. So, Wolf Boy is... Ow. Wolf Boy is very ow, yes. You can't... I don't know. I don't quite understand it myself, but you can't attack as the wolf unless you've jumped. Makes it really... And now we get to see if I made the clock rush or not. And we didn't. So, if you have donations or anything to say, now would be the time to say it, because I got...
Well, on the topic of donations, we got a bit of a prize for this weekend. Throughout the weekend, if you donate $50 or more, you will be entered to win a very lovely one-of-a-kind poster of our little mascot, P. Besto. So do ! Poster in chat to get a link to that and check out that cute poster.
For those who are unaware, Clock Rush basically is where you have to get through this at a certain specific time in order to make it so that that left statue is still open when you get into this room. There's a very small window. It just depends on how fast you do the rest of the run up until it. So yay! I missed the Clock Rush. No PB for Disdon. literally the only way that I could have PB. Because otherwise I'd have to save like a minute on wing smashes. Possible, but very, very difficult. So we're gonna go to the Coliseum. Up. Jump. Time loss. But the Coliseum has some banger music that you don't really get to hear. Because the banger part doesn't show up until like, 20, 30 seconds in, and then at that point you're like, oh, I'm already at the boss. Oh, I'm already out of here. So it's one of those lovely things about this game where it's like, if you love the music, you're gonna hate speedrunning. Because you don't get to hear any of the cool music.
Yeah, I mean, that happens in some games. It's just tragic. I play Thug. I can't hear any of the music. It always changes every time you change a goal.
Yep. That's the way it goes. But I mean, on the plus side, there are other runs that you could do for all of that. And yeah, library card. It's going to be very useful in a second, but we got to get something else first. Now, there's a spell that I can use to help me get through this next bit. However, I'm incredibly inconsistent on using the spell because it's, I don't know whose idea it was to, basically make it so that the spells were like fighting game combos. But whoever it was, I hate them. Because you mess it up, you don't get it. That's all it is. And oh god. Oh god. That's never happened before. I'm selling that a little bit early, and I really, really hope that I get enough money elsewhere to be able to. Because, yeah, oh. And I missed that. Supposed to. This is actually very not good. Ah, you could have tried to do the little trick with the fog there. It does not always work, though. Oh, okay. Crisis averted. Crisis averted. We're up.
It's cool. Saved.
Those kicks are very tough. That is true. That is very true, TRS Crazy P. Very, very hard to make the kicks sometimes because you have to deal with the hook RNG. And if you're wondering, I had to sell my garnet early. That's very no bueno. Because that is necessary for the next thing. Hopefully I'll have enough to still get the 2 mana prism. Which are very much necessary for the run. Oh, fairy card kick? Yeah. I need 8,000 gold after I sell the Onyx. $50 short. I'm gonna go grind quick. If anyone has donations or anything, that would be great.
Well, I'll say this is a good time for me to plug some of our bid wars coming up. So, SMRPG, awesome game being run by Ryan Ford. We got a file name incentive for that. Right now, OWO leading the charge with $69. If you want to topple the OWO, then by all means, go for it. And we also got a new bid war just opened up right now. Pac-Man Championship Edition Director's Cut. You can choose the skin of the game. We got Classic, Default, Dig Dug, and Rally X to choose from. So do !donate and put your donation towards one of these bid wars I just mentioned.
And that is what I was looking for. Never actually had that happen before where I didn't have enough money. Usually you're able to get a lot of cash in this game before this point. So that is honestly is not good for me. But you do need the mana prisms. Why? Because they refill your mana. And there are specific spots in the run where you need that. You need lots of mana. Because doing all the fun stuff takes mana. Also, that was very bad luck.
Do I have time for a quick donation?
Yep, as I'm going to the next spot.
Awesome. We got $50 from Shadowist saying, love you guys. Congrats on raising over $5,000. Years to getting closer to $7,500. Hype?
Hype! Alright. You have time for another donation if you have it, because I'm going to have to take the save at the top of this.
We do have a new goal. Also just opened up Pac-Man Director's Cut. We got an attempt at a pacifist IL. That's $100. So if you want to put your donations towards that, be sure to check it out.
Wing Smash is such a pain. It's easier with the analog stick, it really is, but it's still such a tight window. And this is going to be my first out of bounds trick. What I did was I went to the wall with my backdashes, and then I saved and canceled 4 times. That sets your X location to be at a certain point where yeah, it's been a hot minute. Come on. Here we go. Yeah, that's a very interesting spot where through much work, people figured out that you could adjust your XY inputs of where it exists on the level to make it think that you're in the next screen, and thus allowing you to switch between the screens like that. Kind of fit in there. Yeah, Clock Tower is scary as scary gets. And this is giving me my first use of the map. There's also another great thing about the Mana Prism is that while you're using it, you are temporarily invulnerable. Nope. I just missed a drop that I usually get. I was 50 gold short. I usually get an extra 50 gold from one of the enemies that drops it. Okay. Now, for everybody's favorite skip. And we got it the first try. This is Richter skip. Because we don't have the holy goggles, so we can't fight him without the holy goggles. So we just skip them. What I did there was there's a brief window of a barrier between those two locations on the right side and the left side of that wall. On the right side of that wall, your character moves the camera, but when... Oh. Alright, I'll just consider that a safety save then. But yeah, you basically just break the invisible wall that locks the room, and when it locks the room camera, it also locks in the boss fight. So skipping that just makes the game think that you have beaten the boss fight already, which is weird. The funnest part about that little bit from the save point here is that you can go around with the out of bounds, but it doesn't actually save time. And I say that because it is literally just slag. It takes about the exact same amount of time, and you have to just have a really good mana roll on your level ups up to that point. So it's freaking risky as heck. Also, yay, poison, like it even matters. We're going to use our second of the mana prisms here in about a sec, because we're going to need to. We're out of mana. And as stated before, you need mana in order to beat that or what. So what I'm going to do here next is going to be very interesting. Mini skip. And I say that because literally if you have enough hearts and clock, you just skip them. Yeah, they're such a pain in the butt. That's why I'm glad that I had to worry about the clock rush. I grinded up a lot of hearts, which, if you're familiar with Castlevania games, is used for pretty much everything. As far as your sub-weapons go. Clock, your holy water, all that stuff is derived from hearts. Come on. Thank you. And that isn't exactly what I wanted, but whatever. I missed the chain. Here's another out of bounds. 2, 4. This one's gonna flash the screen a little bit because of the weird location of that screen back there. And then now we're on the last little leg. So any last donations before I go do relic skip? Trying to wing smash, can't wing smash.
We got a lot of incentives that just opened up for Lena's Inception. So again, ! Donate in chat and check those out to see what we got coming up in the coming hours of the marathon.
And Lena's Inception is Wolfman, aka Dancing Dad, right?
That is correct.
He is the world record holder in at least one of those categories. Can't remember how many of the categories got the records for right now. Somewhat of a very vibrant scene on that.
Yeah, you got D2 Kempton, Wolfman, aka Dance Dad, running that, so be sure to peep that, ! Donate.
Right. And we got that first try. This is relic skip. What you do is you do the out of bounds, but because you're going into a ceiling, if you hold certain buttons, you kind of can just hover above here in bat form. And then you just wing smash after you get to the left of the lock, mash jump, and you're on the other side. So, run's about to be done here soon. We get to try the shaft skip. It's kind of easy, also kind of hard. It's basically a get it or don't. There's slight consistency issues that I could fix if I were able to, you know, consistently wing smash it, but... Oh, nope. Guess we get to fight Shaft. That's fine. And he's dead. So, another high shaft by shaft. We will be seeing Dracula in about 5 seconds. After this little bit of cutscene, go into the darkness of wherever Shaft had been holding Dracula, and now it's like, hey, Dad, let's have some daddy issues. So, Alucard with the shield rod and the Alucard shield. This is a cakewalk. And time.
What an excellent display of killing your dad in a video game.
Patricide is good, or Patricide's good, right?
Yeah. Probably.
And if you don't recognize the words being said here, this is a retranslation from the Dracula X Chronicles version, and they did get most of the voice actors back. Some of them were busy or died since 97. So, I mean, it was like, what? Came out in 2015. So, yeah, it was almost 20 years later. So, yeah, they re-recorded everything so it doesn't have the fun little tin can room ambience and doesn't sound good. Yep. Shield Rod is super overpowered. That's Symphony of the Night in, what was that, 2632? It wasn't too bad.
Yeah, a little bit of extra grinding, but you know what? Still a good run overall.
What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk. Have at you. Yeah, woke up just in time. So did I. I woke up just in time to do my run. I don't get to do household chores. But yeah, keep up for more runs. There's an amazing lineup coming up. Gotta give a shout out to the Able Gamers. They're awesome. I don't have any glasses to throw. I've just got my coffee mug and I might spill coffee on the carpet. But for those who aren't familiar with me, I'm DisDon. I do Castlevania games, Goose Game, other games. So you made it. Lots of stuff. Lots and lots and lots.
Yep. We got some good runs coming up, so be sure to stick around, and thank you again, DisDon, for showing off some Soden.
Guys, have a good one.